Yes, Nazneen, thank you so much for asking question. Miss, you are studying regularly. Anyway, um, yes, first, ambiguity. What is ambiguity? That confusing sentence more than two meanings, right? So that first, we had already discussed in the class that there are number of ambiguities, like ambiguity which arise through words, choice of words. Sometimes words have different meanings, right? Same word, same sound, and same spelling, and then but they have different meaning. So because of this choice of words, that uh, ambiguity arise, which is called lexical ambiguity. Lexical means diction or ambiguity which comes through choice of words or because of words, right? So first example, the following sentences have lexical ambiguity. They have solved the sheet and they are talking about lexical ambiguity. I'm just taking for third example. Peter found a bat. A bat is flying mammal also, and bat is, that's a sport bat also, and that is why it's not clear that which bat Peter found, right? So they have made it clear that bat, baseball bat, cricket bat, or flying mammal, right? So that is called lexical ambiguity because of word. Number 2, the following sentences are syntactically ambiguous, means there is problem in sentence structure, which is called sentence structure ambiguity, or sentence structure is called syntactical. So that the ambiguity which is arise because of structure, so that is called syntactically ambiguous or syntactical ambiguity. Show the ambiguity by bracketing the sentence in two different ways. So they have bracketed, and then we will discuss it, right? Note that punctuation has been purposely omitted. Why? Because punctuation speaks a lot. Punctuation is what? Punctuation is more to do with pause actually. When we, where to take pause, so we just put the comma. Where to take long pause, that is full stop. Where hyphen speaks a lot, right? So this way our reading pattern will change when we punctuate the sentence properly. So punctuation is very important part. And what syntactical meanings, for example, I'm giving you another example. Although she is very beautiful but very rude. Same sentence can be written this way: although she is very rude, and when remove but and you just put the comma, although she is very rude but very intelligent, for example. So although, actually although, though, however, these are the words which sets contradictory tone. Means if you are taking one positive quality, then you have to take one negative. Yet that's a different thing. I'm just giving you general knowledge, right? So for example, although she is a beautiful girl but very rude. So but can be replaced by comma. Same sentence can be written punctuate this way, that it can be punctuated this way, that although she is a very beautiful girl, comma, she is very rude. So instead of but, you just put comma, which talks about small pause, right? So here this is called punctuational mistake. So sentence should be punctuated very clearly and properly. We should take care of, right? Now what they say, that the first example has been done for you. They have done already first example, which is already discussed in the class. The old men and women stayed at home. There are two interpretation of the sentence. The old men, all old men, and women is not clear, any women is 16 years women and 60 years women, they all stayed at home, because age group of women is not clear. So first interpretation is this. Second, the old and then men and women in common, comma, Maths, in maths we study that 2 multiply by and bracket में 4 multiply by 2. So 2 is applicable to 4, 2 is applicable to 2. When we, if you have, you must have, all must have knowledge, basic knowledge about maths. Similarly, old is outside, however it is in bracket, but old is, if you write this way, that old is applicable to old, applicable to man and women. So the old man and women is stayed at home. So that's the next interpretation. Now that is already discussed. Now come to the third C variety. Third variety is C. The following sentences are syntactically ambiguous like upper one, but illustrate the ambiguity by means of paraphrases. Means of paraphrases means when we simplify the sentence, when we change the sentence according to reader or listener, right, or receiver, so that okay, if you are not getting, I would change my language. So when we change or simplify the language, that is called paraphrasing. So here, add or delete words as necessary. We can add or delete. That is my suggestion. When you do in exam, you can again and again, please do rough work and then read it louder. वहाँ एग्जाम में थोड़ा सा जोर से पढ़ के देख लेना कि सेंटेंस मेकिंग क्लियर सेंस और नॉट. तो रीडिंग इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एज यू राइट, you just have to read and then try to remove if extra word is given. Try to find out appropriate vocabulary, but don't think much that this way you just have to take out. You're free to make your own sentence. Don't stuck with the one text that no, it should be whatever. You can just write, because for one expression 1,000 sentence can be made. So don't worry about it. But yes, that blunder or mistake should not be done, right? Okay, now come to the sentence which you wanted to discuss. That's a Eleanor took Theodore's pants off. This is sentence, right? And as you read once this sentence, that immediately you can conclude that Eleanor took Theodore's pants off means, I'm just speaking in Hindi, Eleanor जो लड़की है उसने थियोडोर का पैंट उतार दिया, राइट. पहला तो सिंपल, अगर वन गो में देखते हैं हम, तो दैट्स अ सेंटेंस मीनिंग. अब अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस टेक्स्ट, व्हाट Eleanor took Theodore's pants off herself. Eleanor is a girl and she has worn that Theodore's pant and she has removed that pant. मतलब एलिनर ने थियोडोर का पैंट पहना था और उसने उसका पैंट अब उतार दिया. तो दिस द फर्स्ट मीनिंग, एलिनर टुक थियोडोर्स पैंट्स ऑफ हरसेल्फ. अपने आप से उसने उतार दिया. उसने बोला कि मेरा पैंट दो, उतारो, भाई बहन लड़ते हैं, कैसा भी, कुछ भी सेंटेंस हो सकता है दिस वे. तो शी हैज़ जस्ट रिमूव थियोडोर्स पैंट्स. दिस इज़ द फर्स्ट इंटरप्रिटेशन. सेकेंड, एलिनर टुक थियोडोर्स पैंट्स ऑफ हिम. एलिनर ने थियोडोर का पैंट उतार दिया, राइट. एक तो था कि एलिनर उसका पैंट पहनी थी, और दूसरा एलिनर, जो मैंने अभी फर्स्ट वाले में बताया था कि डायरेक्ट इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या रहा है, एलिनर टुक थियोडोर्स पैंट्स ऑफ हिम, है ना. उस ऑफ हिम मतलब उससे निकाल दिया, उसके शरीर से निकाल देना. ऑफ हिम इज कट ऑफ समथिंग, तो उसने उसका पैंट उतार दिया, है ना. तो दैट्स अ सेकेंड मीनिंग. तो आई थिंक नाज़रीन यू आर गेटिंग दिस अ मेन इंटरप्रिटेशन. एलिनर took Theodore's pants of herself. Why? Because she was wearing Theodore's pants, and now she has removed and she has given or written back to Theodore, because she has worn Theodore's pant. Number 2, Eleanor took Theodore's pants of him, and number 2 is direct, that Eleanor removed Theodore's pants, right. That's another. Now you were asking about 8th one also. George made Frank wash his face. This is actually made, have or let. There are 3 verbs which are called causative verb, and get and make frequently used for reasons. हिंदी में कहते हैं उसने उसको करवाया, दिया, है ना. तो फॉर दिस get and make, these are the causative verbs frequently used. Now come to this sentence. George made Frank wash his face. what? George made Frank wash his face. Three interpretations they have given. Number one, George made Frank wash his face. जॉर्ज ने फ्रैंक से अपना मुंह धुलवाया, जॉर्ज का कि भाई तुम मेरा मुंह धो दो, है ना. मेरे हम लोग फीमेल्स वी समटाइम वी अप्लाई मेहंदी इन आर हैंड्स, और कुछ हमारे हाथ में, मैं काम कर रही हूँ, हम बच्चों से कहते हैं कि ज़रा 1 मिनट मुंह धो दो जल्दी से, बहुत गर्मी लग रही. दिस वे यू जस्ट आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट जॉर्ज मेड फ्रैंक वॉश हिज फेस, मतलब फ्रैंक से कहकर जॉर्ज ने अपना, जॉर्ज का खुद का फेस वॉश करवाया. नंबर वन इंटरप्रिटेशन. सो दैट्स अ जॉर्ज मेड फ्रैंक वॉश हिज फेस, जॉर्ज फेस. नंबर टू, जॉर्ज मेड फ्रैंक वॉश हिज फ्रैंक्स फेस. ओके, दूसरा कह रहा है कि जॉर्ज ने फ्रैंक से कहा कि चलो अपना मुंह धो. sometime might be Frank might be younger brother or son of the George, for example, it's not clear, but then तो कई बार पापा बोलते हैं ना चलो मुंह धो अपना, तो कह के बच्चे पापा के कहने पे मुंह धोते हैं. सिमिलरली जॉर्ज मेड फ्रैंक वॉश हिज मीन्स फ्रैंक्स हिमसेल्फ फेस, कि मुंह धो तुम्हारा. तो जॉर्ज के कहने पे फ्रैंक ने, जॉर्ज ने कहा, कहकर फ्रैंक का फेस वॉश करवाया कि कितना गंदा मुंह हो रहा है ना, पसीना पसीना हो रहा है, चलो मुंह धो. दिस वे दैट्स अ सेकेंड इंटरप्रिटेशन. जॉर्ज मेड फ्रैंक वॉश हिज फ्रैंक्स फेस, दैट्स अ सेकेंड इंटरप्रिटेशन. नंबर थ्री, जॉर्ज मेड फ्रैंक वॉश हिज सम अदर गाइज फेस. अब इसमें तीसरा इंटरप्रिटेशन है कि जॉर्ज ने फ्रैंक से कहा कि ये देखो, ये छोटा बच्चा, ये तुम्हारा फ्रेंड है, इसका भी फेस वॉश करो. तो जॉर्ज के कहने पर फ्रैंक ने उसके कोई फ्रेंड का या किसी और का फेस वॉश किया. तो यहाँ थ्री इंटरप्रिटेशंस. वाई? बिकॉज ये एक तो जॉर्ज में फर्स्ट में स्पेलिंग में ई इज़ मिसिंग, तो डोंट वरी, बट आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू दैट. तो जॉर्ज मेड, जो 8th सेंटेंस है उसमें देखना, जॉर्ज मेड फ्रैंक wash his face. अब his, because of his, that is not clear, and that is the sentence mistake, not mistake exactly, not clear, है ना, because of simplifying or because of what we can say that casual attitude the sentence is made. This sentence is not clear. Who? His means who? His means George, his means Frank himself, or his means someone else, right? So this is the problem of paraphrasing, or this is the problem of his is not clear, position of his is not clear, and that's why ambiguities arise. So I think this is clear to you. So rest of the sentences I'm speaking after some time, right? Thank you so much. Give your feedback. All the best.